Evening all, Merry Christmas to you all. So this is day 25 and we finally made it. 25 whole days of gaming, and we end with a special one, and some of you will just go, what the hell is this game? But some of you will go, yes, it's Tetris. The reason we picked this for number one is for many reasons. This was, I think, the first game that really grabbed everybody. It wasn't just about gamers, it wasn't just about knowledgeable parties. It was about people who had never even experienced gaming before all of a sudden becoming gamers. So in my mind, my kind of weird drunk mind, this made perfect sense to have as our number one, because it really was the most, I guess, it was the first game that enabled gaming somewhat. So hope you're enjoying your day. I think as certainly we here are pretty much getting drunk already. It's actually Christmas Eve when I record this, just to ruin the magic a little bit, but already I am completely steaming. I can barely stand. So I hope you're also enjoying your Christmases. I think hopefully you've enjoyed the Advent calendar as well. I think it's something that I think has been a privilege to do, because you know I've always enjoyed gaming. It's certainly my hobby, and I think being able to kind of show you what my top 10 or top 25 in this case is has been of interest to me, and hopefully it's been of interest to you. Maybe you've seen something that you quite like, maybe you've even seen something that you'd want to maybe have a play of, which is awesome. I really hope that that's the case, and if so, then please post in the comments and tell us what you liked. Tell us maybe what you're going to go and buy, what maybe caught your fancy. I think for myself, I think the highlights possibly for me have been probably Borderlands 2. I hope you got from, you know, that was day 23, I think. That was just, to me, it was just such a great game. Minecraft obviously was a really good one. And I think really I probably didn't convey enough how much that game completely captivated me in terms of just everything, really. And I think, you know, many other things. Star Drive was just such a great game. Space Marine, really loving the lore of that whole, you know, kind of universe. Plants vs. Zombies is pretty good as well. I think in the Christmas day, you know, if you've got your family around, it's very difficult to game on a computer, because obviously they're expecting you to be present, let's say. So things like tablet gaming is actually worthy of doing, because you can kind of get away with it on a tablet. While Auntie Maud is sat there swigging straight from the bowl, you can basically just be playing your games quietly in the corner. And many more. I think really, you know, the beauty of doing these kind of special occasions, I think, is really finding something again. You remember the magic that it brought. So for example, when we did Skyrim, just logging back into Skyrim was a real pleasure. It just reminded me of how good a game this was. And it's funny, because some games are so good, yet it's weird the way we drift away from them. It is unusual almost why, you know, we drift away from, you know, certain things. Starbound, hopefully you enjoyed that one as well. Starbound, I think, is just, we are going to do a series on Starbound, because it is such a lovely, big, wonderful, open, sprawling kind of game. And it's still an alpha, it's still developing, it's still going really well, and I'm really keen to see where that game goes. So definitely, you know, doing that has been a privilege indeed. Others like Dead Space 3 was interesting to kind of have a look at, because I wouldn't probably never have bought Dead Space 3. I think I enjoyed 1 and 2 was a bit meh. So I think 3 was not going to be a natural thing for me to go and get, but to be honest, having played it, I quite liked it. So I think sometimes, you know, don't always judge the book by its cover, to say. And I think certainly I was quite surprised with how good Dead Space 3 was. And many more. I think, you know, certainly the Advent calendar has been something that has been quite a fun thing to do. So as we kind of conclude with Tetris, hopefully you agree that it's a worthy choice of our top point. And let me just sort of say really what my experience with Tetris was. I mean, Tetris to me was always synonymous with the Game Boy. And I had a game, well, I didn't have a Game Boy, my brother had a Game Boy. And I must have played days straight on this thing. And it's one of those rare games. Now just picture the scene. You're there, you know, I don't know, you're in a pub, or you're having a coffee or whatever it may be. And someone walks up to you and hands you a Game Boy with Tetris on it. You can guarantee for the next hour you'll be playing that. And that's why I think this game is so revolutionary in a way, because it really is a completely immersive game without the barriers of technology and creed and, you know, genre, etc. This was just a fascinating puzzle that the technology enabled anybody. You know, you could take people who've never played games before and they would be engaged by Tetris. And that is why I think it does come, certainly in my mind, number one in our list, because this is the game that all gamers and non-gamers can play together without any barriers. And that is unusual. You could get a non-gamer and put them in front of Minecraft, and the first thing they'd probably say is, oh, it's Lego, or why is everything blocky, or well, what's that about, and I think that's a barrier. You need that kind of willing suspense of disbelief, whereas Tetris, you don't need to worry about that because it's just a simple puzzle game, and hence why I think it's just such a kind of natural choice for number one, because it is it came from Russia, and I think you could say it is the people's game, because there is no pretense with this game at all. You could just pick it up and play regardless of who you are. So, as you're probably observing, I'm not doing too well. This is because I am absolutely steaming drunk right now, and I can barely see the screen. I'm actually seeing 2 blocks. I'm pretty much there. But I've got to admit, this has been a fascinating kind of game. I'm playing I think it's freetetris.org. I'll post the link in the description. Have a game of it and post your top score. I'm sure you're all going to beat the crap out of me, but I think this game hopefully is worthy of your... So, to conclude our series, to conclude maybe our year in YouTube, I think, hopefully you've been enjoying the channel. Post in the comments, let me know maybe what your thoughts are, if you have any suggestions, if there's anything you'd like to see us do, or if you have anything you'd like to see me not do. I imagine number one is going to be stop being so preachy. I imagine the other one is going to be stop annoying people in dust, of which I am completely sold, and I will obviously do that. But hopefully you've enjoyed the videos we've been producing. We're going to carry on doing them, don't worry, but I just thought it would be a nice time to kind of have a bit of a pause and just say Merry Christmas and have a fantastic new year. Hopefully you're going to be really enjoying your gaming. If you are, post in the comments what you're going to be playing in the new year. Maybe tell us also what you're looking forward to. A lot of this channel comes from having some really good friends of the channel, really good comments. We read pretty much everything that's posted. We should reply to more, I know, but we really do try and focus on getting as much out as possible rather than replying all the time. So there we go, that's our top score right there. See if you can beat it, and I think you probably will. But there we go. I think, as it stands, please check out the website, SquadB.com. We'll include an article as best we can on all of this. We've written an article about pretty much every game we've played as well, so please go and check it out. It's well worthy of having a look at. But there we go. So it just remains for me to say Merry Christmas from all of us here at SquadB, and here's to, I guess, an exciting 2014 and killing lots of people. Enjoy.